on now, more breaking news coming in where the face-off over Aurangzeb is only now escalating. Mehbooba Mufti is the latest one to come out and give a glowing tribute to the Mughal marauder. Listen in to what Mehbooba Mufti had to say.
दुनिया उसको मानती है और क्या क्या बंद करेंगे, ताजमहल बंद करेंगे, कुतुब मीनार बंद करेंगे, लाल किला बंद करेंगे, क्या क्या बंद करेंगे। फिर हमारे मुल्क में जो टूरिज्म है 50% तो इस वजह से आता है जो मुगलों ने हमारे यहाँ अपने असासात बनाए हैं, अपनी तामीरात किए हैं, उसको देखने के लिए आते हैं। 50% लोग हमारे मुल्क में सिर्फ ताजमहल देखने को आते हैं और जो जितनी भी हेरिटेज है उसमें मुगलों का सबसे बड़ा हाथ है। उसके बाद जो कुछ बचता है टूरिज्म वो इस मुल्क में कश्मीर को देखने के लिए आते हैं। तो जब दोनों चीज़ों को ये बिगाड़ने पे तुले हुए हैं, पहले तो बेरोजगारी इतनी है, अगर टूरिज्म को भी ये खत्म करना चाहते हैं तो बेरोजगारी और बढ़ाना चाहते हैं तो बढ़ाएं, क्या कह सकते हैं आप।
Suhail is with me for more on this. Now, Suhail, we saw Junaid Mattu this morning come out and tweet about Aurangzeb, and now it is Mehbooba Mufti who comes out and says that it is thanks to the architecture that has been made by Mughals that 50% of our tourism in this country survives. We'll try and reconnect with my colleague there, but let's listen into what Mehbooba Mufti had to say once again.
दुनिया उसको मानती है और क्या क्या बंद करेंगे, ताजमहल बंद करेंगे, कुतुब मीनार बंद करेंगे, लाल किला बंद करेंगे, क्या क्या बंद करेंगे। फिर हमारे मुल्क में जो टूरिज्म है 50% तो इस वजह से आता है जो मुगलों ने हमारे यहाँ अपने असासात बनाए हैं, अपनी तामीरात किए हैं, उसको देखने के लिए आते हैं। 50% लोग हमारे मुल्क में सिर्फ ताजमहल देखने को आते हैं और जो जितनी भी हेरिटेज है उसमें मुगलों का सबसे बड़ा हाथ है। उसके बाद जो कुछ बचता है टूरिज्म वो इस मुल्क में कश्मीर को देखने के लिए आते हैं। तो जब दोनों चीज़ों को ये बिगाड़ने पे तुले हुए हैं, पहले तो बेरोजगारी इतनी है, अगर टूरिज्म को भी ये खत्म करना चाहते हैं तो बेरोजगारी और बढ़ाना चाहते हैं तो बढ़ाएं, क्या कह सकते हैं आप।
National spokesperson of the BJP, Shahzad Poonawalla, with us on this broadcast. Mr. Poonawalla, how do you view this? It was Akbaruddin Owaisi who was first paying obeisance at Aurangzeb's tomb in Aurangabad a couple of days ago. Now we have Mehbooba Mufti who says that thanks to the architecture that is left behind by the Mughals, we have the kind of tourism we do in this country.
You know, unfortunately in this country, there is a section of people whom I call the Aurangzeb Mahima Mandan unit, which wants to constantly eulogize Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb was nothing but a tyrant. He destroyed Hindu mandirs. He imposed jizya tax. He was the earliest face of Talibani Islamic State. But here we have a bunch of people who will not eulogize Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, who will not eulogize APJ Abdul Kalam, but their idol and their main poster boy is Aurangzeb. And this is only being done in order to rub salt into the wounds of the Hindu community, whom Aurangzeb was constantly harassing and who had constantly put a lot of atyachar on Hindu community. This is being done only in the name of vote bank politics. Unfortunately, the government in Maharashtra, which can put cases on Hanuman Chalisa, can't take any action on Akbaruddin Owaisi, who has insulted the land of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and eulogized Aurangzeb.
Right, Shahzad Poonawalla, thank you so much for speaking with us here on Times Now. The BJP going all guns blazing against the opposition leaders who are now coming out and eulogizing the Mughal marauder, also coming at a time when the Gyan Vapi Masjid Kashi Vishwanath Temple controversy or the tussle is in the news as well. The Kashi Vishwanath Temple was one of the temples that Aurangzeb had razed to the ground to build a mosque over it. At such a time, for these politicians to come out and eulogize Aurangzeb or talk about Mughals and their architecture and tourism is not the right approach, says the BJP. Pradeep Datta, my colleague, now joins us for more on this. Pradeep, unfortunately, we're seeing this controversy only escalate. It was Akbaruddin Owaisi a couple of days ago in Maharashtra. The BJP, of course, in that particular state is talking about the hypocrisy of the government there as far as Hanuman Chalisa is concerned. But now we're seeing that eulogy to Aurangzeb spread across Jammu and Kashmir as well.
Yes, you're absolutely right. See, all these leaders, they've got a similar kind of a mindset. It would not be wrong if we call them a part of an Aurangzeb lobby. And each one of them is trying to eulogize Aurangzeb. Everybody knows that Aurangzeb was one person who had been imposing jizya on Hindus, and he had been committing atrocities on minorities. At that time, the Hindus were in a majority. Despite that, the atrocities were committed. And he was not giving them the due rights, a kind of a discrimination. And also look at how many of the Sikh gurus lost their life because of Aurangzeb. He was the one who had, in fact, beheaded Guru Tegh Bahadur because he was converting Kashmiri Pandits, and that was the time when Kashmiri Pandits came to Guru Tegh Bahadur, and finally Guru Tegh Bahadur was beheaded there in Delhi. And I fail to understand why Mehbooba Mufti wants to eulogize and glorify a person who is known for atrocities, who is known for brutality, who is known for someone who really brought even the Mughal Empire to an end. It was because of his policies. I think she fails to understand. Tourism in India is not increasing because of Mughal architecture, because Mughal architecture will remain there. Nobody is going. But yes, if somewhere there is a temple, obviously the reason is the people will be demanding, and they will like to have that process to be looked into, that if the temple existed at a particular site. Because obviously over the period of time, these such kind of changes take place, and that depends from period to period.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Stay on with me. Author Ratan Sharda with us on this broadcast. Thank you so much for speaking with us. How do you view this comment coming in from Mehbooba Mufti? She says, all thanks to the Mughals and their architecture, we have the kind of tourism we do. Now, if the BJP wants to go ahead and stop that as well and increase unemployment in this country, then what can we say?
I would like to have laughed at aloud, but on a TV channel doesn't look nice to laugh at some lady who doesn't know the history of India, who doesn't know from where she comes. And she is just a person with a very closed mind sitting in valley, regretting her loss of power. We have tourism for every part of the country. Tell me, in a Kumbh Mela, 25 crore people came. And tourism is around Mughal areas only because the government at the time chose to only hire Mughal monuments. Now see the number of people, millions of people visiting various temples and various historic forts. You have to create facilities, you have to facilitate, and then people visit. It was not done for Hindu place of worship, nor for Hindu wonderful monuments like Ajanta Ellora. Show me one place like Ajanta Ellora. Show me one place like Brihadeshwar Temple. So anything you go, you touch and you see that there is unmarveled glory, whether you go to Hampi or whether you go to any other place. So this kind of very petty comment of ignorant people should be simply, brushed aside.
Right, Mr. Sharda, thank you so much for speaking with us here on Times Now. The controversy there only exploding by the minute. And Suhail, my colleague, now joins us for more on this. Suhail, we've seen the kind of eulogy that is coming to the fore. First it was Junaid Mattu, now it is Mehbooba Mufti as far as Aurangzeb is concerned. And the timing is extremely important because this comes at a time when the survey at the Gyanvapi Mosque is being conducted. It is one of those temples that Aurangzeb had moved down, had razed to the ground and built a mosque over.
Well, Mehbooba Mufti today responded to both of these controversies, in fact, both of these issues that are in public domain at the moment. She says that tourism in India is because of these Mughal monuments. In fact, tourists come to India to see and to visit these places like Taj Mahal and Lal Killa, etc. Now, she also says that Kashmir is one of the major attraction for tourists in India. And now she is alleging and accusing Bharatiya Janata Party of destroying both. She says that there will be destruction if Taj Mahal or Lal Killa, and for that matter, if the policies they have in Kashmir continues, because she says that 50% of the tourism is because of these Mughal monuments, and if they continue to keep these issues and these controversies, that tourist footfall in India will certainly decrease, and this will in a way create more employment and inflation in the country.
Right.
She says, in fact, on the mosque issue, she says that if
some controversial comments coming to the fore from Mehbooba Mufti there. The BJP is already going all guns blazing, not just against Mufti, but all of those opposition leaders who are now eulogizing and paying their tribute to Aurangzeb. For the moment, Suhail, thank you so much for getting us the very latest. Time for a quick break here on this edition, but lots more lined up for you on Times Now. Do stay tuned.